Hey, good morning, everyone. It's 8 a.m. here in Washington, D.C., and I am just a few steps from the U.S. Capitol. I'm starting today at the National Museum of the American Indian. It's one of the, I don't want to say newer, I'm sure it's been here for quite a while, but it's one of the newer Smithsonian museums. So we'll walk around the outdoor space here and then head over closer to the Capitol. I had planned to be at the U.S. Botanical Garden, and the gates are closed. Maybe it opens at 8. It's an outdoor space. I've never actually seen the gates closed before. And this is the museum. And this is part of the outdoor space of the Smithsonian's National Museum of the American Indian. It's really cold here today. Yesterday we got into the high 40s. And as you can see here, the water in this pond is frozen. It's 28 degrees here right now. Not what I expected today. I expected some sun and warmer temperatures. So let's take a look around the plaza. Now, I highly recommend visiting this museum. Just great exhibits on the culture and history of Native Americans and amazing artwork. Hey, good morning, AWOL. How are you today? Yeah, I said I was going to get up and get out early today. I thought it'd be a little bit warmer. It's absolutely freezing today. It's 27, maybe it's 28 by now. So we're at the outdoor space of the National Museum of Native American History. We'll walk around here, then we'll see if the Botanic Garden opens up, because that's where I planned to be today. Lots of artwork around the exterior of this museum. This is work by George Rivera called Buffalo Dancer 2. Quite beautiful. I'm doing well, AWOL. I would do a little better if it were a little warmer. Just love the design of this building. Sorry, I can't go wide angle here, but you get a sense walking around this building of just how interesting it is. Now this path here, I think this is a fountain during warmer weather. Yeah, you can see the water line on those rocks. So this is a water feature that goes around the museum. It is so quiet here today. There are a few runners out. I mean, runners don't care how cold it is. It's a shockingly quiet Sunday. And I apologize always for a bouncy camera. I'm going to try to learn to walk a little slower than my normal pace. And even though it's winter and the trees and plants aren't blooming, I don't know, I find some beauty in the bare trees. I think it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this is a nice water feature. Well, it's too bad. We'll come back in the spring. We'll definitely come back in the spring. I'm sure this is a whole cascading fountain here. that is obviously shut off because it would be frozen. So this is Jefferson and 4th Street. The National Mall is right here in front. And this is another artwork here. And this artwork is by Rick Barlow, and it is called "We Were Always Here." Quite beautiful. So directly across the way is the National Gallery, part of the National Gallery Art Museum. And then this building over there with the dome is our Museum of Natural History. It's where our dinosaurs are. And this massive structure directly in front of me is the National Air and Space Museum, part of the National Air and Space Museum. There is another large facility with lots of planes and aircraft out in Chantilly, Virginia, near National Airport. National Museum of the American Indian. Is this Silent Hill? No, it's not. It's not creepy. It's just quiet. It is really quiet today. All right, we'll go. And as I often comment on our Washington, D.C. live streams, construction. The National Air and Space Museum has undergone a huge expansion, a very welcome expansion. And it's true for all of these museums. Only a small part of the collections of any of these museums can ever be displayed at one time. Much like the British Museum in London, there's just no way to display everything. And so, obviously exhibits rotate, and sometimes there's a need to expand. So the National Air and Space Museum has undergone an expansion here, in addition to opening the Hazy Center out in Chantilly so more aircraft can be on display. And I really recommend a trip out there. Both here in DC and out in Chantilly, there's an IMAX theater with some really, really great films. There are simulators. There's a space shuttle out there, a Concorde, SR-71, you name it, it's there. Now this plaza here, this is the Dwight Eisenhower Memorial over here on Independence Avenue and 4th Street. I'm not going to cross over there today. We'll do that one another time. I'm going to make a circuit here and then head up near the Capitol and see if we can get into the Botanic Garden, because that was my goal today, was the Botanic Garden. Current exhibit at this museum. I know, right? If the British Museum put everything out, the museum would be half the size of London or more. I agree. I agree. So if you visit Washington, D.C., which of course I recommend, in case you didn't know, our Smithsonian museums are free. Of course they ask for a donation, and you should certainly donate to this amazing institution. But the museums are free, and it's wonderful. This work is by Nora Naranjo Morse. Always Be Coming. Okay, that's a work of art. I love the zoo. So the zoo is a part of the Smithsonian system. Our national zoo is located on Rock Creek Park. And it's a bunch of fun. My husband and I were just talking about it yesterday. And this is a work by the same artist, or part of the same work, always becoming. All right, let's head over to the garden and see if we can get in. And if we can't, we will adjust our plan today and we'll take a look at some of the sculptures around the Capitol. And we will hope that the temperature improves, or else this will be a very short stream today. The sun was out when I left my house this morning, and then this cloud cover just took over. It's not helping warm up. And I am very disappointed. Last week and the week before, if you caught any of my live stream, I commented on how the Capitol was decorated and that I hoped to get down here this weekend so that I could film all the decorations from the inauguration. And of course, the decorations are gone. They're in the process of coming down. I didn't come up here last week or the week before because they were deconstructing the grandstands, and we'll see that as well. That's continuing. And there were just so many trucks, and it was loud. And so I didn't want to film up here, but unfortunately that means I missed the decoration. Okay, this is where we started, but now we're gonna go the opposite way. So here's the pond, frozen, where we began. And we'll take a walk over this little bridge. Now, does anyone play Valheim besides me? So, when Valheim first was released, and I'm really into Valheim, you know, the way that you transport the fast travel are these portals that are round. And after I started playing the game, I started seeing those portals everywhere, like big round, big circles. So here's one here in case you want to fast travel. There's a Valheim portal here at the museum. And if you can see, there's an American blue jay. If I can creep a little closer, you'll get a good view of Mr. Blue Jay. Let's see. Good job, Blue Jay. Blue jays and cardinals are native to this area. Robins, of course, and of course, good old Baltimore Orioles, hence the name of the team. Ravens and crows, of course, as well. And here's a memorial in gratitude for the life and service of Senator Daniel Inouye. Huge advocate for Native peoples. And this is the National Native American Veterans Memorial, honoring Native Americans who served in all the branches of our armed forces. This is lovely. Throughout Washington, D.C., you will find these quiet spaces in the middle of this busy, busy city. Beautiful, quiet space. Hey, check out that duck. Look at these ducks. What are they doing? Oh, that's hilarious. All right, they're eating something off the bottom of the pond. Oh my God, it's so cold. Oh, I'm cold looking at them. I can't look at them anymore. All right, and we're here at the portal. It's quite beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna quickly put my gloves back on and not drop my phone. Okay. And as you can hear, there's a recording, a sound recording playing here with music and information. That's quite beautiful. All right, I can't look at these ducks anymore. I can't. I'm freezing. All right, let's head over to the botanical garden, see if we can get in the botanical garden. And if not, we will change plan and walk around the Capitol really quickly. See what's going on over there. Hey, Tomby. Good morning. Good cold morning here. Now we're seeing some blue sky. All right, come on. Warm up. Let's see where Mr. Sunshine is. It is February, though. And I don't know if the groundhog saw his shadow, but I'm not seeing my shadow. And that means winter's almost over. So, right, I think if he sees his shadow, then it's 6 more weeks. I never know. I don't know what the deal is. But he's always right, so. Groundhog knows best. Hey, the gates are open now. Okay, maybe it opened at 8 o'clock. All right. So back to our original plan. We're going to go over to the United States Botanic Garden. There is an outdoor space here at 3rd Street and Constitution Avenue, and another outdoor space a little farther up the road. And then there's an indoor garden, which we won't be visiting today. That opens at 10 a.m. Most of the Smithsonian facilities open at 10 a.m. and most of them are open every single day except Christmas Day. And they are free. Got your passports sorted out. That's great, Tommy. There's so much to do and lots to see. And there's the Capitol. Quickly take a look there. We'll get a little closer in a minute. But this is the space we're heading to, the Botanic Garden. And here's more of our bikes and scooters. People do use them. See them all the time. Good morning, Ben. All right, so, okay, it says it opened at 7:30. I'm telling you, I was here at 7:30. I might have just missed this gate being open. But this is the United States Botanic Garden. Now, why on earth am I coming to a garden in the winter? Well, I think there's a certain beauty in the plants and trees when their leaves are gone and they're all dead and hibernating. So we'll see what we can see here. I know last year I went to a rose library, and there it was just beautiful. Little dried up frozen roses were actually beautiful. So the idea of this garden is to kind of catalog the native plants and trees in this area. So we're on the east coast of the United States. We're in the Chesapeake Bay watershed. And so there are certain plants and trees that are native to this area. mid-Atlantic habitats. We have deciduous forests, savannas, ponds, and streams, all in the mid-Atlantic. Just in the state of Maryland, we have ocean, we have mountain, we have forests, we have everything. It's pretty cool. And a little amphitheater here. I don't like the idea of that guy walking his dog in here. People. Yeah, everything's dead and brown. I know, Ben, I don't know how that happened. 400 subs, what the heck? Who are these weirdos watching me? Like all you weirdos. But thank you. Thank you for watching me. So all these plants and trees that are all dead. Ooh, there's some berries. That's quite pretty. This is a savanna holly. That's quite pretty. Now in my backyard, I just planted a cypress tree like this. I think this is a cypress. But this is the new one in my yard. It's got the kind of furry needles. And this is another kind of berry. Ooh, and there's a bird. Don't know what that is. My dad would know what that is. And this is another kind of holly. So these are all hollies. Yeah, holly trees are everywhere in Maryland. Lots of pine. And I'm sorry, I'm saying Maryland. We're in Washington, D.C., but the land that is Washington, D.C. today was part of Maryland. So obviously the environment is the same. So Washington is a planned city, a planned capital, built out of swampland, carved out of the state of Maryland, and originally part of the state of Virginia, where Alexandria is. But Alexandria decided they didn't want to be part of the United States Capitol before the Civil War. And so what's left of Washington, D.C. Are of the original three components, which were the city of Georgetown, the city of Washington, and the city of Alexandria. Now what's left is Washington and Georgetown, both of which were parts of Maryland. I know, everything's dead. I like that. Look, in winter, there we go. The garden displays a quiet beauty. That's what I think. That's why I'm here. The quiet beauty of the winter. Oh, and there's sun. Yay. A little bit of sun. All right, we'll cruise through here, and then we'll cross the street, go over to the Capitol, and we'll end at, I think I say everything is my favorite memorial, so I need to be careful about that. We'll end at one of my favorite memorials. Could be my favorite memorial, which is the Peace Monument. But during the spring, walking through here is lovely. This is a nice quiet space to escape the busy work day in Washington. This is a fountain, obviously without water right now. Nice space to eat your lunch. And around the Smithsonian, my lips are getting frozen here. Around the Smithsonian Castle building, the original Smithsonian institution, are also really nice gardens. and a place for grabbing lunch, escaping the office, recharging, chilling out. And this is the conservatory, which is not open until 10 o'clock. So in the winter, it'd be a nice place to warm up. If you're here when the doors open. Okay, so here's the etiquette for the Botanic Garden. Obviously, we want to protect the plants and trees. So the idea that I'm seeing people, it says pets are allowed, but you know, kind of be quiet. Don't disturb the wildlife. Don't snip a leaf or a flower. That's not cool. Take photos and videos. No posed photo shoots of any kind, which is similar to the rules at our national parks as well. Special permission required for photo shoots. And that's out of respect for the meticulously kept landscapes. History geek. Yes, we are history geeks. Look at this nice shot. This might become my thumbnail. So you'll have to hold on. This is gonna pause for a minute while I take a photo. I did this the other day and it seemed to work. Okay, somebody confirmed that I came back. I just took a photo. I think that was a good thumbnail. And here's the entrance to the conservatory. We will come back in the spring and do that. It is so quiet. Now in the summer at this time, and even earlier, so it's 8:28 here on the East Coast. In the summer, there will be runners and people out from 5:30 a.m. onward. Obviously in the winter, it's just the diehards. So there are runners out, but there are so few people. It's so quiet. I love it. So this is the reflecting pool in front of the United States Capitol. And we'll go visit some of my favorite monuments. I say they're all my favorite. Maybe they are. But this is such a well-designed monument. This is the monument to Ulysses S. Grant. And we'll get a little closer before I talk about it. I gotta go down some steps here. Careful so I don't fall. I will fall on a stream. I keep saying that. It's gonna happen. It is that pause time of year. I agree. We want spring. I also want one more blizzard, or a blizzard. We haven't had one this year. I want a blizzard. I like snow. So this is Ulysses S. Grant. Commanding General of the Union Army, leading the Union Army to victory to end the Civil War, later elected president, and his monument is not just in a random place. It's in a really purposeful spot. So here's Grant, and there's the U.S. Capitol right there, the People's House. So I'm going to turn around in a second. So we see the Capitol, and we see where Grant is standing. And as we look from his vantage point, we see the Washington Monument. Behind the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial. This is our National Mall, the core of our capital. And so why is this such an important place and a perfect place for Grant to be located? Well, during the American Revolution and the War of 1812, we created our nation. We defended our right to be a nation. During the Civil War, we defended the right to keep that nation. We preserved the Union. And under the leadership of Ulysses S. Grant, the nation was preserved. So his monument stands here at the People's House, the core of our capital, the core of our nation, to protect it, going forward, kind of symbolically, staying on guard, continuing to do his duty. I absolutely love that. I think it's really fitting. And the sun's coming out, so we're getting the sunbeams on President Grant, General Grant, on his trusty horse. Does anyone know what the name of his horse was? I'll give chat a few seconds. General Grant's horse, one of his horses, but I think the horse we know him as, I guess being pictured on, is Traveler. The wrong one. Cincinnati. Sorry, I stopped myself. Cincinnati is U.S. Grant's horse. I accidentally attributed General Lee's horse to Ulysses S. Grant. I stopped myself right away. Traveler was General Lee's horse. Cincinnati, General Grant's horse. I knew I was going to do that too. Now we got the sun. This is the view we want. And there's the Museum of the Native American that we just came from. And the rest of the museums align on both sides of the National Mall, the big green space between here and the Washington Monument, and then continuing on to the Lincoln Memorial. All right, so thank you, President Grant. Thank you, General Grant. What a great memorial. Now, we'll go visit another memorial related to the Civil War over here as I carefully navigate these steps. Thankfully, no more ice. It's nice and dry here. But yeah, so slightly, I'm disappointed. The Capitol was decorated so beautifully for the inauguration, but when I came down here last week, they were already starting to disassemble the grandstands that you see there, which are still, some of them are still there. And there were just construction trucks and flatbeds all along this street. And and it was loud, by the way. So I was hoping to get down here today while it was still decorated. It's not. There were big flags hanging down in the porticos and other decorations, and they're all gone now. So, yeah, not the view I had hoped. It's hard around inauguration time. There's just so much construction. There are grandstands that are here, and then the prep for the inaugural parade that didn't happen. Different kinds of kind of little alcoves for the press. Temporary cell phone towers go up. All kinds of stuff. So from ground level, it's kind of a mess. Except on like the specific days when the trucks roll out. So yeah. And there's General Grant again. We're getting Oh, there was some, missed it. It was an eagle. Now we're getting the sun. Now this memorial, and then I'll end the stream because, oh my gosh, I've been gone for quite a while. Hey, Davy Verse. So this memorial here is the Peace Memorial. And I want to take a really good look at all the elements of this memorial. It is beautifully done. I always worry when we're having protests and things that I always think about making sure this memorial is protected. And they do put barriers around this memorial. It's one that invites people to climb up on it. And I hate that. So this is the Peace Memorial, built after the Civil War. And I'm going to try not to aim into the sun, but just talk about the statues here. So at the top, the figure with the book in her hand is the allegory of history. And the allegory with her hand on her face, kind of leaning on the shoulder, is the allegory of grief. And the idea is grief is comforted by history, because the loss of life during these wars, we don't want their loss to be in vain. And so history remembers those who are lost. And then the other figures here, we have victory, and we have war. And I'm going to go around the other side. I think that's a good view of grief with her head on the shoulder of history. History stands firm, of course. And on one side there was victory, and on this side is peace and generosity. Yeah, Tomby, I'm so happy you'll be coming over. There's so much to see. Every little corner, every corner of this city and many other cities just has so much to see. And if you can, you want to hit all the big ones, but I mean, even here, just the U.S. Capitol, well, okay, see the Capitol, but there's so much to see around the Capitol. And everywhere you go, you'll have these really great directional signs. You can't get lost. You can't get lost. So here is, get myself out of here. So the Peace Monument, called the Naval Monument, to commemorate the naval deaths at sea during the Civil War. Grief, sometimes called America, weeps on the shoulder of history. And below them, victory, with the infant Mars, god of war, and Neptune, god of the sea, at her feet, holds a laurel wreath. And then peace, here, is facing the People's House. So well done. I mean, really, good art tells a story, and this monument certainly tells a great story. And then looking farther down here, so last week we were at Pennsylvania Avenue, and this is Pennsylvania Avenue. So from the U.S. Capitol, eventually down to the White House. Oh, and it's warming up. How wonderful. Well, we'll head back over to General Grant, and then I'll end the stream and thank everybody for dropping by. And then I'm going to walk a lot faster because I want to get in a couple miles today. Hey, Stasis Geek, I hope you're feeling better. Wow, did you go downhill fast yesterday? Oopsie, okay. A little bit of danger here. Unfortunately, all the best views are in the middle of the street. There's a bus. Okay. Oh, you feel awful. I'm so sorry. So if anyone missed Film Club last night, certainly check it out for our in-depth review of The Matrix. But also check it out. Kind of check the beginning of the stream and then fast forward to the end. Our friend Stasis Geek, we can watch the deterioration of his of his health during that stream. Poor thing. Your voice was becoming clogged and so nasal, and you just sounded so tired. Well, I hope you feel better soon. All right, I'm gonna take my glove off. So cold. All right, let's get one last view. United States Capitol. The monument to Ulysses S. Grant. Continuing to protect our Union in a very fitting place, overlooking the National Mall. And there's the Washington Monument. Beyond that, the Lincoln Memorial. On a really quiet, peaceful, cold, but now sunny Sunday morning in our nation's capital. Thanks everyone for joining the stream. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.